Hey kids, welcome to the anniversary episode of the SML podcast. It's a monumental achievement to be able to say that this show is celebrating its 10th year of being alive and Wait, what? This is the 11th anniversary? Please tell me you're kidding. Why didn't Joe tell me it was time for the 10th anniversary intro? What do you mean he did? When? Oh, hang on. Scrolling back. Seriously, Facebook Messenger search feature can kiss my entire ass. Okay. On January 21st, 2023, at 5:53 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What did he say here? Baby doll. February 2nd episode is the 10th anniversary of SML. Any chance you can whip up an intro for the show? It's a monumental achievement to be able to say that this show is celebrating its 11th year of being alive. A podcast about video games and music and all of the nonsense that goes along with it. And it's in the throes of its tween age years. It's kind of bonkers to think that this show has reviewed games for studios that were born after the first episode and have since folded. Yet we're still here, doing as much a service to them as possible. How do you like that? Anyway, since it's 2024, and AI is probably going to replace me as the intro concoctinator for the show, I thought I'd get a head start on it and ask ChatGPT to come up with some snarky new slogans for the podcast to see if it's any good at writing things yet. Here were some of the highlights. 11 years of gaming insights because apparently we still haven't found a better way to spend our time. More episodes than successful speedruns. That's saying something. Brace yourselves for another year of questionable gaming opinions and even worse jokes. Gaming discussions so riveting, we're surprised we haven't put ourselves to sleep yet. More episodes than in-game collectibles, but just as useless. Leveling up in podcast at a pace that puts grinding in RPGs to shame. Celebrating 11 years of making you question your life choices and ours. Because spending over a decade analyzing pixels is a totally valid life choice, right? Achievement unlocked. 11 years of podcasting. We're as shocked as you are. Our podcast is like a fine wine. It gets better with age, but some still think it tastes like vinegar. 11 years in, we still haven't figured out how to mute our own mic properly. Because gaming podcasts are a dime a dozen, but ours is worth at least 2 cents. The podcast that's been around longer than your favorite game's loading screen. Well, the robots still suck at writing. So maybe I have another year before Joe replaces me with some synthetic crap. Until then, here's to another year of small, medium, large. Or is it sloth mating league? Stealthy mime liberation? Surreptitious mustache land. To honor the 11th anniversary, here's a new theme song in the comfortable and familiar time signature of 11/8. Something the robots wouldn't do. Why wouldn't they? Because who in their right mind writes in 11/8? Frickin' music nerds do. That's who. All right. Shut up. Cue the song.
I was always told I'd hate Jacob, and I don't hate you yet.
Yet.
Don't worry, give it 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, give me like 5 dick jokes, and then you'll start hating me.
I'm surprised you included the word jokes in that.
Ouch.
What's up, everybody? This is the SML Podcast. I'm your host, Joe. Aki's here, Jacob's here, Bri's here. Our good friend Lloyd Berry's here. How is everyone doing? I'm glad you answered, Lloyd, because no one else fucking did.
I did.
No one ever does.
I know.
How's everyone doing? And it's silent.
I'm the someone who listens, and nobody ever answers.
I always answer. I just usually wait until someone else starts.
So how's everyone doing? Let's try this again.
My only real good answer is stressed. Yay.
You're dressed? I mean, that's
Stressed.
I mean,
stressed.
There's more to that word.
I was like, dude, I do this show pantsless all the time, and nobody's giving me a fucking medal about it.
Well, I'm
in pain. Are you about to give me a medal for it?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm going to ignore you and move on.
I mean, that's what everyone does, so I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I'm in pain, but I saw my doctor today, and he prescribed something that he says will take care of all of it. But I can't start taking it until tomorrow because I'd already taken something else today that I can't take within 24 hours.
Oh, that sucks. Did someone clap?
I heard clapping.
I was squeezing the last of the stuff out of a water bottle.
Oh.
The last of the stuff out of a water bottle?
Like, eating the shit out of that bottle.
She clapped her water bottle.
I really honestly, I want to tell you what I thought it sounded like was the distant sound of spanking.
I mean,
that could be
arranged, Bri, if you want.
Like you had a paddle and there was someone chained up across the room, and it was just like one good smack.
I'm just reading our scheduling and planning chat right now, our little private chat for us co-hosts. And good job, Aki. I'm proud of you on that.
I said I was going to tell you. I wanted to do it immediately.
Oh man, so. It's a special episode, as people probably could tell by that really long intro we had on this episode. George, thank you so much for doing a new intro for the show. We have missed you so much. Thank you for the special bonus intro song as well. It is absolutely insane, and I'm sure we'll use it a lot more over the coming years. But yeah, it is our 11th anniversary. Can you believe that shit?
No.
That's pretty wild.
11 years.
11 years, and you finally get a PlayStation person on.
Yeah, now we've had a lot of PlayStation people on the show. I've just finally checked out of being one. So now the Thursday shows are like completely devoid of PlayStation anything. So
yeah, I'm a PlayStation person. I'm just a PlayStation 2 person. That's all.
Right? I'm there with you on that one.
Like the best console ever made, PlayStation 2. I can say that. It is fine.
Was great.
All of my JRPGs on PlayStation 2.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's just since then they've gone downhill. That's all. And now they just kind of really blow donkey balls. It is.
I
what
finally
it is.
found a home
happens.
for the PS3 because it never got used.
Oof.
Yeah, I don't have my PS2 anymore, but I've got my 3, 4, and my 5.
Is your 3 backward compatible with the 2?
No.
Or you don't have one of the early models?
No, I did,
that was the
and then the heatsink came off the board, which was a known issue with that.
Yep.
So I got the yellow light of death.
Yeah, that's a little standby.
Ended up replacing it with what was then current, which was the one with the sliding cover on the top.
Yeah, I got into the PS4 with the Metal Gear model, and that one was just like partially backward compatible. So I only had like I don't know, partial PS2 playability, and at least they had full PS1 compatibility. That stayed the whole lifespan of the PS3.
Yeah, my PS4 is still one of the original PS4s.
That's
still
impressive.
Works too.
With how many PS4s I've been through, that is impressive. Oh, I don't know if you listened to the show back then or not. Oh man, I had the worst luck with PS4s years ago when they first 5 in a year.
Jesus, yeah, you're just really unlucky.
Of a year.
I think I started listening about a year before Cole left.
I don't even remember when that was because I'm old and forgetful.
You are not old.
I'm getting there, and then
you got to wait.
Be another year closer.
I've been here for 400 episodes.
You still have a few years to go to catch up to me.
Oh, I'm working on it. I'll get you, Lloyd. I'll get you. But we figured we would get you on the show because there was a Sony State of Play event. We could talk about that. A lot of Sony news to discuss. First off, who saw the show, or at least who caught the highlights?
I watched the whole thing from beginning to, mostly from beginning to end. I skipped all the developer little conversation talks because I didn't care.
But I was a slacker this time.
I just rewatched it so it would be fresh.
Jacob is quiet.
I didn't watch it.
Do anything.
Yeah.
Did you see any of the news, Jacob?
No.
Okay.
I don't really blame him. There's only a couple games worth mentioning.
It was like a 40-minute show that could have been condensed to like 20.
This could have been an email.
20. It could have been 10.
No, I'd agree.
Show off gameplay.
I'd agree with 20.
You got to show off footage and gameplay. You need time.
The last 20 minutes of it was just one game and one person talking about their game.
Well, no,
game. 20 minutes.
Nope. He talked about his upcoming game that's after the game they showcased.
It's something we still don't care about because that's like years.
Yeah, and we'll get there. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah, we'll get there at the end. But let's start with the beginning. They started off with a new gameplay trailer for Helldivers 2, which is out next week on PS5 and PC. I kind of hope my PC can run this because I'm interested in this one.
It's the Starship Troopers game we want.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the very first thing I thought of when I saw that was, Starship Troopers. Okay.
And then you were like, oh shit, I can run that now.
I probably can, actually.
I will tell you, the showcase that they did made me more interested than the extended one they did with the devs doing gameplay with the voiceover and everything.
They need to just never do voiceover ever again.
I just checked out on that one.
I would rather just see plain gameplay than like when they I hate it when they have the forced multiplayer and they have people using like hip cool lingo. Like someone's on your 6. Oh, I'll snipe them from the tower. And shut the fuck up. No one talks like
23 skidoo.
Yeah. What happens is, oh shit, someone's behind you. Oh, you're dead. Never mind. There's
not enough profanity in those videos. There's got to be one instance of fuck.
Yeah, and
there's none of that.
Call stuff out.
But
I call anything out. The person's already dead.
That voice chat stuff was as forced as if I started talking about somebody's Riz.
Oh God, please don't.
Jacob,
I won't.
Riz.
How's my Riz? Oh, it is fantastic.
It's Rizzle on the Dizzle, I think. Is that what it is?
I think I just threw up a little in my mouth.
That what it is?
Oh.
Anyway, after that was Stellar Blade, which got an extended gameplay trailer. That is releasing April 26th. I think it looks good, but I think Nier looks better.
Really?
Yeah.
See, to me, I thought Stellar Blade looked beautiful. Granted, I'm also biased. I've been watching it since before it had a proper name.
know why you've been watching, Aki.
Yeah, very obvious.
Yeah, that
very heavy fan service.
My first thought was,
I know about that.
Aki is interested in this game.
Well, no, I've known about it since it was called Project Eve way back when, and I was excited about it then for much the same reason, honestly.
And then Sony snagged up the rights and canceled it for everywhere else. And I hope it eventually shows up on PC at least.
I hope so, because it actually looks really good. I really like the graphics of it, because it reminds me of all those Korean MMOs that are super popular and super good looking that everyone talks about that no one ever seems to actually play. Like, it looks so good. And I'm like, that's kind of cool. And it seems to have maybe a Souls-like style of gameplay, because all the combat really seemed like it was hack and slash mixed with Soulsborne style gameplay, because it seemed like they were fighting a lot of singular, really large monsters. And I'm kind of for that. It looks really good, and I like lots of the stuff they talked about the game.
Yeah, my notes were an anime Bloodborne for Aki.
Yeah, and you get to dress up your character. There's different outfits, and when you put the outfit on, it actually changes what she looks like, and that I love that. That is so cool. Not enough games do shit like that.
Aki is so ready for this game.
I want it so bad.
After that was Sonic and Shadow Generations. Been announced for this fall. It was later confirmed it's going to be hitting all platforms. It is a re-release of Sonic Generations with all new Shadow the Hedgehog content included as well. Thoughts on this one?
It'll probably be fine. The first one, I think, from everything I've heard, the original one was fine, so it should be fine, because all it added was, you get to play as Shadow. Cool.
Jacob, any
really
Sonic thoughts?
Care about Shadow, but...
No, not until later in the news.
Oh, jeez.
Which means there's apparently TV or movie news. All right, cool.
Oh, we'll get there.
It'll be Sonic Movie Watch. Don't you worry.
Good. It's been a while.
Stay tuned, kids. Stay tuned.
Wait, if you're a kid, why are you listening to this?
Foam Stars got a trailer. Oh, wait, no, sorry.
You missed one.
Zenless Zone Zero got a trailer. I forgot that one. It's Hoyoverse. I just tune all of that out.
That one, I'm not even sure what that game is.
What was it?
Zenless Zone Zero. Like? The Hoyoverse game. Genshin game.
Oh, yeah, it's Genshin. They're making 2 more new Genshin-style games. And that's just one of them. That's all it is.
Okay.
It's just another Genshin.
Yeah. Foam Stars got a new gameplay trailer, and it's coming free for PS Plus members this month, which we'll talk about more later on. But new trailer, I'm still not sold on this. I'd rather play Splatoon.
I don't think anyone's really sold on it.
Yeah, used to think, okay, if I wanted to play this, I'll just buy Splatoon. But if it's coming free, I'll try it.
There's no reason not to try it if it's free with Plus.
Yeah.
That's the smartest thing that they're doing with this.
And
with Plus. Instant audience.
A couple years back, there was another game that nobody had heard of that day one released to PS Plus as well. Have you guys ever heard of Fall Guys?
Or Rocket League?
Yes.
Yeah, so who knows? It might take off like that, or it might just
thing is, those games had better hype before they released. Like, people were excited about Fall Guys, but people were excited about Rocket League before they hit. And most people are pretty apathetic about Foam Stars. Like, I hope it does well. I hope it proves me wrong, and I hope it explodes and expands, because, it's
like
a
different genre. I have a what?
I said you have an inflation fetish.
Okay. Yeah, and foam explodes and expands.
Does. Anyway, Dave the Diver's coming to PS5 this April with Godzilla DLC releasing in May.
Did somebody call me?
Hey, Chris is here.
I heard you mention take you to talk.
I heard you mention Godzilla. I had to come running.
Hello, Chris.
Hi. Happy 11th anniversary.
Lloyd, this is Chris. Thank you, Chris. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Just got off work for the weekend. Looking forward to vegetating. I just downloaded Myth Force, so I might check that out.
Myth Force, is that the cartoon looking shooter, the 80s cartoon style one?
The cartoon FPS roguelike. I have no idea what to expect.
That one was pretty cool from what I saw. I remember watching ID play that game, and it
Right on.
Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt. I got motion sick.
I just want to say from the person who has technically been involved with the show the longest, I think, out of everyone else here.
Jacob may have you beat a little because he was on like one of the super early ones.
Yeah. I was on one of the single digit episodes, if I remember correctly.
Well, as
I
the
think
second,
Chris was listening back then, anyway.
Maybe. But yeah, well, just as an old timer of this show, I just want to say happy 11th, and it's great.
Well, I'm glad you made the time to join us and say hi. I wasn't sure if anyone would be able to.
Yeah, I was about to take a nap, but then I was like, oh yeah, they're doing the Discord thing. Okay.
What do you think of Dave the Diver coming to PS5 and Godzilla DLC releasing for it?
I find that Godzilla almost always shows up in video games I don't actually want to play. With the big exception, of course, being Giga Bash, which was fantastic. But yeah, I was like, Dave the Diver, really? Like, I mean, it looks fine. I'm glad.
What do you think of Godzilla hitting Minecraft too?
Exactly.
Oh,
another game.
Yo, my kids went ape shit over that. I don't know if there's a Kong skin in there, but yeah. So they actually started playing the Godzilla thing the other day, and they are fucking loving it.
Nice.
There's a bunch of different Godzillas you can run around as. You have to fight other monsters and like destroy Tokyo and stuff like that. And
but like a purchasable mode, or what is it?
Dude, I have no idea. My kids are just like, oh my god, Minecraft, and I'm like, okay, I don't, whatever. Yeah, as far as I know, they didn't have to purchase it, but but it also might have been something one of their friends has. Like, so they might have gotten invited into like their realm or whatever.
Or you'll find out on your billing statement in a few days.
No, their accounts do not have the ability to purchase stuff. Thank God.
Yours does.
I guess they won't be going to college.
If they have your brains, I don't think they would be anyways.
Man,
I have 3 degrees, right?
No way.
Yeah, you could shit on Jacob a lot, but he's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, I have 2 bachelors and a master's.
Holy shit, what are your degrees in? Now I'm interested.
Accounting and English and MBA.
Oh, all the stuff I had no interest in.
Well, I stopped being interested. Thank you.
I've got a bachelor's in that.
The only one I truly enjoyed was the English degree. And before Scott Adams went off the fucking deep end, I honestly got more out of Dilbert books than any of my business textbooks. I'm dead fucking serious. Dead serious. Like, it made me so it made me so sad when like he ended up being this like racist dipshit, because like Dilbert, honestly, you learn so much from that. Like, it presents better case studies in most books, like business textbooks.
It's depressing how as we get older, we see so many people we looked up to turning into like MAGA idiots.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, I know I'm going to keep going back to Scott Adams on this. Like, I actually like wrote him a letter and was just like, hey, like, thank you. Like, I got into Dilbert because like back in 8th grade, I realized I could have, like, I didn't get Dilbert. And then one day, like, it suddenly clicked that like my middle school teachers were the pointy haired boss, and like my coworkers were like, I was Dilbert, and like my friends in junior high were like the coworkers and stuff like that. And I like all of a sudden it just clicked for me. And I wrote about that and like how much like I was getting out of his comic strip than the textbooks. And he actually took the time to write back to me. And I was like, oh wow. And then, yeah, like 10 years later, he's this like racist fucking asshole. And it's just like I've got all my Dilbert books, and I'm like, I don't know what to do with this, because it's just like, it's not like, they're not bad books, but like he's a bad person.
Like, what do you think like WWE fans feel right now with all the news going on with Vince McMahon? Oh man. Like the people.
Wait, I thought we always knew he was a problem.
Oh, well, yeah, but not this bad.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's really
I think everyone assumed that he was a piece of shit, but not that big of a piece of shit. But
like a carny piece of shit.
I've heard some of that
like
news,
a real piece of shit.
Yeah.
He was
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Do I even want to know what this new news is?
No.
Okay.
You get this. He is being investigated by the feds right now. The feds have actually they've actually been like, oh shit, we actually need to get in on this investigation. And so he's now being investigated for sex trafficking crimes.
Oh, he did. Oh.
You know who the feds? You know who the feds haven't investigated? Godzilla.
Dave the Diver.
Godzilla. That is fantastic.
Godzilla and Dave the Diver are both innocent when it comes to sex trafficking crimes.
Exactly.
And I'm wondering if it's coming to more Dave the Diver, to more platforms.
I wonder if sex trafficking is coming to more platforms.
Isn't Dave the Diver going to be on everything once it gets to PlayStation?
I don't know. I think they only announced it for
on
PlayStation
already.
It's out on PC, on Steam.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's out anywhere else yet.
I thought it was out on Xbox too.
Nope.
Oh.
It seems like it should be like a simple enough game to put like on Switch.
I would imagine they're going to release it everywhere, and that this event being PlayStation, they just announced it for PlayStation there.
I'm going to guess PlayStation bought like a few months exclusive on it at least.
Oh, Dave the Diver is on Switch.
Oh, is it? There we go.
I'm looking at it right now.
There you go.
I can purchase it.
Okay.
It's everywhere but Xbox. As the good Lord intends.
I would play that game. It actually looks like a pretty decent game. I think
I only see.
Who did I?
I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, I only see the Dredge content pack though, so I don't know about Godzilla. But as soon as Godzilla is on there, I'm spending the money.
Godzilla isn't out till May.
Yeah. So I'll do it then. Because I if I'm gonna play something that has Godzilla in it, Dave the Diver is the best looking of the bunch
of the options.
Of the options, yeah. Like when Godzilla and King Kong did the Call of Duty thing, I didn't really even flinch. I was just like, whatever, I'm just gonna miss that.
Didn't I ask you about like a turn-based strategy game that involved kaiju?
The voxel,
and you're like, why can't they ever release a Godzilla game in a genre I like? I just want to stomp on buildings, please.
It's just they've done the Godzilla strategy game thing before, and there's already like a mobile game. Yeah, it's like, I mean, anything that comes close as possible to destroy all monsters melee is a winner. Yeah. Anything that comes close to Godzilla 2 on the NES, which is a military tactical strategy game that looks like a Koei strategy game, is a miss. So, like, those are the two extremes.
I would just like a Godzilla versus King Kong, like Rampage style game where you just go into a city and you fucking obliterate it. That would be so fucking
There was one on Game Boy Advance that was kind of like that.
Yeah, Domination was really close to King of the Monsters, actually, the Neo Geo arcade game. It's a good one too. I actually really like it. I
liked it. I used to play because I downloaded it. I played the ROM quite a bit.
Wait, did I? Yeah, I got it right. Domination. I was like, I get it mixed up with the DS game sometimes.
Listen, you could have told me it was Godzilla's Ice Cream Express, and I would have been like, yeah, probably.
I would enjoy a Godzilla's Ice Cream Express. Yeah, Godzilla Unleashed is the DS game. That was actually not too bad, but not as good as Domination.
You want to know what looks good to me?
What's that?
The next game in the State of Play looked pretty good.
That's my cue to leave.
Back on topic. You heading out, Chris, or did you want to stick around for news?
What's the next bit of news?
V Rising is a Diablo-like game that was shown off that's releasing later this year for PS5.
That's survival-based.
I read that there's survival elements, and I'm like, I don't know about this one, but it looks really good. So I don't know.
I've heard it described as Valheim with vampires.
Interesting. Something that a lot of people were excited about. Silent Hill, The Short Message, was announced and released that day.
For free.
That looked
for free,
really good.
That's right. Did you play it?
Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've downloaded it.
I was going to say, is it truly a free game, or is it one of those things where it's like, Pyramid Head swords coming at you, and it's like, paid $1.99 for the Don't Die DLC?
I think it's going to be a pretty short game, like a couple hours long would be my guess.
My guess is
what the trailer showed.
Yeah, I obviously haven't played it because I have a PS5. I'm guessing it's along the lines of like PT.
As long as it doesn't get the PT treatment.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think this is all. It is just what it is. I don't think this is a demo. This is just what it is. They
described it as a full game. Well, a full but short game.
Right. I thought it was some kind of build up to Silent Hill 2, which also got a brand new special look, although no release date was announced.
Personally, I prefer the trailer way back when for Silent Hill 2's remake than I did the gameplay. The gameplay just looked really ugly to me.
It's being made by Bloober Team.
Yeah.
I was just
it should run fine.
So
lots of people are worried about that, but I'm like, they do good work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we get a remake of the first game as well?
Yeah, I was just gonna say I was happy to hear that music again because I like Akira Yamaoka's music. But did I ever tell you the reason why about the Akira Yamaoka thing? I don't remember if I was on this show yet at that point.
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah,
I'm the thing.
I played a show with him. I got to play bass.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's cool.
with Akira Yamaoka. Yeah, it was at a show in Houston. It was very fun.
That's cool.
So I had to learn a lot of those songs.
Play with musicians at MagFest. Like people are like, "Oh, I got to play with David Wise," or "I got to play with Frank Klepacki." It's holy shit.
Yeah, it's really cool. I recommend everybody who plays music to play with composers. If you can
play
swing
with
it.
people who know what they're doing.
Yeah, he was very, very nice and very gracious. It was a great time. And almost no videos came out of it, which I was very surprised about. I was like,
wow.
Oh, this is cool. Somebody will grab it and put it on YouTube, and then I can watch it later. And yeah, like 2 songs ended up on YouTube, and they're not good quality.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, oh well, that's fine. Anyway, that was...
At least you still have the memory until you get old enough that you start forgetting it.
Exactly, yeah. I'll forget that.
Who said that?
Who are you?
It'll be
Why
just
are
in
these
time for
voices
the...
coming in
Jacob
my head?
who said that.
Maybe on the 4th re-release of Silent Hill 2, I'll like be jarred into remembering it. Oh yes, I remember.
Oh man. Anyway, after that, a game called Judas was shown off.
Yes.
It is the new game from Ken Levine, creator of BioShock, and the influences are very much there. You can. This looks like
I wrote down 2 notes about this. They're both short. The first one was, "Go on," and the second was a quote from the end where it said, "Fix what you broke." I want to know more about this.
Well, from the original trailers way back when, it seemed like there's some sort of time mechanic in the game where maybe time brings you back to the beginning of the game or something. At least that's what it appeared to be from, the trailer a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, I was getting a little bit of Matrix vibes for the time loop stuff.
That could be.
I want to know more, no matter what.
Yeah,
it looks really.
Cool. I want it no matter what. I don't even care. I just
they confirmed it will be hitting PC and Xbox as well, so that'll be branching out to more platforms.
Yeah, but no date. Still just saying in development.
Yeah. Something that also doesn't have a date yet, but Aki also wants is Metro Awakening VR.
Yeah, that looks
That's
good.
right. A PSVR 2 game was shown off.
Ooh.
And
but we'll get to the next one, to the second one. I was interested in Metro Awakening, except I have no interest in PSVR 2. For 3 reasons. I have a large head, I wear glasses, and I'm left-handed, so all the controls would be backwards.
I know a lot of games do have options to switch handedness. It comes down to the game, but I don't know how Metro would work.
Yeah.
Or the next one, Legendary Tales, which I know a lot of people are kind of losing their mind over.
That game looks like that could be kind of fun to play. It looks like it could be an interesting.
Grabbing a skeleton by the throat and punching it in the face? Yes, that looks like fun.
Yeah. You can also use
something that would only be good in VR, though. Like, it looks like if this was a standard game, it wouldn't, like, it doesn't look as polished. It doesn't seem to be and play as smoothly. It's just, you have that VR jank you got to deal with.
Yeah, games like this they have to be VR, or else they would be, what's the nicest way I could put this? They'd be shit. So they have to be VR. That's the only way games like that would be good. And it's a shame that's really the only way you could do that, because they look so cool.
Yeah, something else that looked really cool and that's not VR based is Dragon's Dogma 2. That is coming out March 22nd.
Yeah, we'll probably see more of that in February at the next State of Play, and we'll probably see it another 15 other times before it comes out and different other things, because they really like to show that game off. So
yeah, but it looks good. Anyone interested in Dragon's Dogma 2? Anyone picking it up?
Never played the first one.
Yeah, I didn't play the first one either, but it looks interesting.
Looks cool.
Yeah,
I still need to play the first one.
Has anybody here played the first one?
I played it for like an hour.
Oh, God.
Yeah, and it was years ago, so I don't remember shit. But the new one looks good.
Yeah, I'd like to play both.
Remember, I have the first one and never played it.
Jesus.
I don't want to tell you how big my backlog is.
Get made. No one's played the first one.
But we bought it. We bought it, so they made money on the sales of that.
What's with this Wii?
I
didn't buy it.
Well, I bought it twice, so there you go.
Oh, so you bought me a copy? Okay.
Yeah.
I think I might also own it. Oh, it's on sale right now.
Is it? There you go.
It's on Xbox. It's on sale.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I bought the physical. It wasn't very expensive, so I was like, oh, this is an open world game. I'll try this. I hear it's great. And then it just went on the shelf, and then the digital version went down to like $5 or something. I was like, well, I might as well download it too.
Holy shit, that's how much it is on Xbox right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$4.49.
It frequently goes down to that much, and so they got me.
Do we know if the second one is going to have multiplayer or just single player?
I believe it has some form of multiplayer. I don't know if it's like synchronous or if it's an asynchronous weird companion kind of deal. I don't really know what they're doing with this one.
I know you get 2 companions in the game that are AI driven, I believe, that you can more or less summon, I think is
the store page just says single player, so there is no multiplayer element to the game.
Okay.
That is disappointing, but it doesn't mean the game will be bad. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
It
looks really good. I don't know.
Wait, it turns out I don't own this game. Huh.
Well, time to buy it. It's only $5.
Yeah, but I thought.
Yeah, for that price, I'll buy it.
What was? I don't know. I could have sworn. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. It wasn't out on 360.
Maybe you're thinking.
Yeah, it was on 360.
Maybe that's what Ubisoft meant when they said you don't actually own your games. They just randomly disappear.
Yeah, but Jacob, it is on 360.
Yeah, they like to pirate our money, but they don't want us pirating their games.
Anyway, another game releasing March 22nd. I was amazed they showed these back-to-back. Rise of the Ronin got a new gameplay trailer and is also releasing March 22nd. So that and Dragon's Dogma are going to be going head-to-head.
Oh, Dragon's Dogma is going to win.
Can I call it? Can we call it Grand Theft Edo?
I like that. I like that a lot.
Rise of the Ronin. I liked what I saw at the traversal in the game. Grappling to a high point, gliding out, and then landing on your horse. It looks
What was your favorite Ronin game, Chris?
Oh, clearly Shadow the Ronin, The Revenge to the Samurai.
My soul hurts.
That's the one.
Yeah. Saved that scream.
I was thinking of what the fuck? Oh, got it. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
We're sticking with you until you get this out.
I was really I was confused, and I was thinking of a different Xbox 360 game that I was like, wait, didn't I already own this game? And
You're talking about Dragon's Dogma still, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Well, because I had to go hunt down and figure out what the hell I was thinking of. Asura's Wrath.
Are you talking about? Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was like, are you talking about Kingdoms of Amalur?
No, not that. I was honestly thinking of Asura's Wrath. For some reason, I thought that was
nothing like that.
Yes, I've picked up on that, Aki. Thank you. Helpful as always. Dickbag.
I'm just confused how you could mistake a wrestling game for Grand Theft Auto is basically what you've just compared these two extremely different games together. I don't understand how you confuse them.
The covers do look kind of similar.
Listen. I have to share with you because I was looking up Asura's Wrath to see how it was spelled. Do you want to hear the people also ask questions from Google?
Uh-oh.
Sure.
Okay. Why is Asura so angry? Is Asura more powerful than Goku?
Oh, God damn it. I knew that was going to show up. The answer is yes, but...
Who would win, Asura or Kratos? Is Asura's Wrath just a movie?
Close.
Why did Asura become evil? Can Asura beat Dante? That's it. I just thought that was a great list of questions for a game I don't know about.
People have a lot of weird fucking questions. People are weird. I like them.
Yeah.
Why is he so angry?
That is what he is. He is anger incarnate.
It's called wrath.
Exactly. Yeah. That's why it's so funny.
I don't think Asura's Wrath ever got a re-release, did it?
No.
I would
Dragon's
love
Dogma
it too.
did. Something else is getting a re-release. Until Dawn is getting remastered on PC and PS5 later this year.
Well, yeah, it's getting a movie.
Yeah, I just replayed through this, and PS5 version, whatever, but PC version, so more people can play it, that I'm happy to see.
I wonder how they're going to replicate the whole not moving the controller on PC.
Isn't it already on PC? I thought it was on PC.
No, it's only on PS4 so far.
Oh.
I don't know. Okay. Anyway, after that, do we have to go over the rest of the show?
No.
It needs to be mentioned.
It was just a whole bunch of Kojima. Death Stranding.
Yeah, it was 20 minutes of Kojima and Death Stranding. And here's the highlights
and a new
of Death
IP featuring Columbia Pictures.
Well, all you need to know about Death Stranding 2 is simply this. You're playing as FedEx asshole guy again, and now it seems like one of the bad guys might be a creepy pedo-looking guitarist. Congratulations.
Yes, but you get to wear animated hands around your neck.
I don't think you do. I think that's probably specific to that character.
Screw them then.
You.
I don't know. The more you talk about it, the less I care, honestly. I care so little about Death Stranding. And even the new IP.
The new IP, but it's an action espionage game that's also a movie. I mean, what's not to like?
And
so yes, that's all he said.
Yeah.
For the 10 minutes he talked, that's all he managed to explain to people.
Yeah.
So great, he's making Metal Gear Solid again. Congratulations. Okay.
But Joe, there was one more thing they mentioned after that.
Yeah, there will be another State of Play on February 6th.
On Tuesday.
7 Rebirth.
It's so funny that they had a preview of the State of Play where they're going to talk about the preview of...
here's a preview of our next preview.
Yeah, exactly.
Was there anything else? Did I miss anything?
Watch that one?
No,
I don't think
I don't plan.
No, I think you covered it all.
What'd you think of the State of Play? I thought it was meh. There was some good stuff. There was a lot of stuff I didn't care about. They
could have cut off all of the Kojima stuff and Death Stranding 2. They could have cut all that out. That was all just inane shit. And they could have cut off a lot of the other stuff in there because most of the games are in there were coming out sometime this year or coming out next year, and we know what that means. What that really means is we say it's going to come out this year. It's going to be pushed till next year and then the year after that. So it'll be coming out within the next 3 to 5 years. I don't need to know
you're
about
so optimistic,
Aki.
I think at least half the stuff they covered actually had a date that it was coming out.
Or like
not
time
just this
frames,
year.
There weren't many without a complete release date, but
it's kind of they kind of went in the extreme other direction too with that Silent Hill game.
Yeah.
They're like, here's this. By the way, it's out now.
I love when companies do that.
That's always fun.
It was a big thing for Hi-Fi Rush when Xbox dropped that, which another piece of news, apparently data miners have discovered exclusive T-shirts for a Switch version and a PS5 version of the game. It looks like Hi-Fi Rush is no longer Xbox exclusive.
Okay, I'm fine with that. The more consoles a game is on, the better the game does, and the more people get to talk about it. I
love the people who are like, I'm never going to play on Xbox again if this game releases on other platforms. Why? Does it take it away from you?
I don't get that mentality at all, but yeah.
I think like the Switch one says like play anywhere, and the PlayStation one says yes, I'm here, or something like that. Just like surprise, we're here.
Yeah,
they should have made a Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say I don't get the people who, like Joe was saying, if this goes to other platforms, I'm never playing Xbox again. But I don't get the console wars thing either.
No,
I don't get exclusivity.
I play everywhere. Although I rarely touch my Switch, but I do have
I don't care where games release, just release everywhere. Don't exclusive bullshit. Like I'm tired of exclusivity. It's just out of hand. If you're an indie dev and you can only afford to work on one platform, that's one thing. If you're a major developer publisher and you're intentionally skipping platforms, fuck off. Don't do that.
Honestly, I
my thoughts
think the same way for first party games, because like, yes, you're gonna make more money if you're like Sony and you're putting it on the PlayStation, because obviously you get 100%, but you'll still get more money if you also put it on another console, even if you're only getting 40% or whatever of the money going to, because that's still a big old base that you'd get fucking 0% out of otherwise. So I think every game should just be on everything, if at all possible.
I'm even okay with larger studios putting it out on one platform first if it isn't broken when it comes out.
Yeah.
Put it out on one platform and have it work. Have that one come out and work. Then a month later, if that's what it takes, 2 months, put it on the next platform. Working.
Yeah. We can't do that anymore. The only games that can come out not broken are indie games at this point. So we just give up on that thought.
Your optimism just again shines through. PlayStation Plus lineup for February. We mentioned Foam Stars is already a part of it. Roller Drome and Steel Rising. So the running theme is 3 games that are both 2 words that make up 1 word.
Steel Rising is a good game. That people will like that.
2 words, Steel and Rising.
But Steel no Rising. Space.
Yep. Roller Drome. 1 word, Roller Drome. Foam
Pants happy.
Stars. I love pants and I love feet. Never mind. Embracer canceled an unannounced Deus Ex game, and Eidos Montreal will instead work on a new IP. They also laid off 97 people.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah. Yep. Also,
at least it was only double digits.
Yeah. That's the sad part, that we're happy it's only so close to triple. Oh, they almost made it. Sega of America is set to lay off 60 employees in March, totaling about 13% of its workforce.
Shit.
Yeah. Some good news. Veterans from Volition have formed Shapeshifter Games and are already working as a support studio for Clockwork Revolution.
Nice.
From In Exile. So Xbox swiped in, or just swooped in and saved a bunch of people, gave them jobs. So that's good.
A great little punchline to that would have been if you would have said that they're working on their first round of layoffs.
That'd hurt my soul.
Oh, Chris, your optimism shines through like Aki.
Exactly.
Joanna Faris has been announced as the new president of Activision. She's been with Activision since 2018 and was previously with the NFL for 12 years.
Ooh. Was she a quarterback?
Yes, she was. She got 2 Super Bowl rings.
Very nice. Very nice.
That's 2 more than I have.
Yeah, impressive.
Good on her.
Square Enix has absorbed Tokyo RPG Factory and has effectively shut the company down.
I mean, I knew Tokyo RPG Factory was going to get shut down, but I thought that Square Enix already owned them.
I think they owned them or partially owned them, but now they just absorbed them and closed them. And just put all those people on other projects or...
Creepy.
Who knows, maybe there'll be layoffs there too. But they're the company that made I Am Setsuna, Lost Sphere, and Onanaki.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Spec Ops The Line has been delisted from all storefronts.
I have a friend who really likes that game. Like he says it's his favorite game. I've never played it.
Well, I wonder why it was taken
licensing.
off.
Expiring licenses. Which they would have
Supposedly.
given a heads up. That would have been nice.
Yeah.
Or the people who wanted to pick it up digitally. Like, you know, when they gave us a whopping 0 heads up for Enchanted Arms. Thanks Ubisoft for that one, by the way. I was going to buy that like that week, and then they announced it was delisted. Are you
I'm trying to remember if I own Enchanted Arms. I think I do.
It's for 360 and PS3.
I was going to say, I bought it for 360. Actually, I think I bought your old copy, Joe.
Maybe.
I think a friend recommended it to me, and I bought it for pretty cheap, a physical version. I'm not.
It's not a very expensive game.
I just literally can't remember. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of
RPGs,
despite tons of rumors, Xbox has confirmed that Visions of Mana is not going to be a Game Pass title.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
I
But I'm going to get it anyway because I'm going to support a new Mana game on fucking Xbox. I hope they bring more of them.
Hell yeah. I'm just excited for new Mana game.
Yeah.
Even when they're bad, they're good to me.
I've never played one. It just looked really cool, so I really want to try it.
Yeah, it looks gorgeous too.
Yeah, it is a very pretty looking game, and
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything bad about the Mana series. Everyone who is like, "Oh, I'm excited for this," they're all like, "All the other games are great." So I'm just like, that just makes me want to play it even more.
Folks usually have a drop off point for for the Mana series. It's it's different games for different people, but there always is a drop off.
Okay.
I just haven't played the one that everybody hates the most. That's most people's drop offs, but all the ones I've played, I've really, really loved.
Nice.
I wasn't a huge fan of the remake of Secret of Mana on PS4.
I liked that one. The problem is that it kept crashing. I played through it with a couple of friends for the opening weekend that it came out because I had a friend that really wanted to binge it and really wanted to do it 3-player. So we did it. We did it 3-player, and the game would crash predictably every 2 hours or so.
Jeez.
Yeah, but we got through it.
Shit.
You want to know what's good, though? RaiderBiz just came in dropping 200 biddies in honor of our 11th anniversary. RaiderBiz, thank you so much for coming by, dropping those biddies. And thank you, George, for yelling out dropping bits to all of us. Pernell, what do you think of that?
Fucking yeah!
That's right. Last bit of news I have, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth locking in at 145 gig on the PS5.
Ouch.
I might care if it was on Xbox finally, but it's not, so I don't care.
Well, when it hits Xbox, if it hits Xbox, it's going to be 145 fucking gig or bigger because it'll have extra content by then.
That's a
wowzers.
That's a big range.
It'll probably be that big on PC as well, which is where Aki will probably play it.
It is
it's
on
like
my
me
wish
talking
list.
with Aki about Forspoken because I'm like, oh, you're going to buy Forspoken on the Windows Store so you can get achievements, aren't you? And then you're like, probably. And I'm like, you're going to hate how big it is.
No, on my PC it'll be fine because I have a terabyte on there.
Yeah, I only have a 500 gig solid state drive, which totals out to about 4 something. And Forspoken takes 120 gig of that. Like, come on.
I have a 1 terabyte SSD, and I have 2 hard disk drives just sitting in my house that I don't use.
I need
they're in
another
a computer, but
I need another drive in my computer.
Do you have any old computers that you can just take it out of?
No.
Oh.
I need like an actual upgrade that I don't even know where the fuck the hard drives are in this thing. They're like under a bay. You have to like take the whole thing apart, and I'm not fucking with it. I'm too old for that shit. But anyone else have news? Chris, any news on your end?
No.
No, nothing. Aki, what about you?
Go to someone else first, because I know I had some news, but I don't remember what it is anymore. I have to go check the news.
But Aki never has news.
Okay, I found my news. But it's one of the last ones because it's movie watch stuff. So
I swear to God, if you steal my article, I will fucking kick you in the groin.
It's not your article. It's an article I posted.
I don't know what you post.
Jacob, what's your news? Get it out of the way.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie watch.
Fall into the abyss.
On Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Butthole.
Jim Carrey has confirmed he is returning as Dr. Robotnik.
No. Really?
I just want to give a shout out to the timing of Horror Acolyte's raid for Sonic Movie Watch that will fall into the abyss. Jacob's gaping butthole.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. We are chatting about the news of the week. Jacob is talking about Sonic Movie Watch news with Jim Carrey returning for the 3rd movie. We already went over the state of play and some other news. Just tackling some loose ends right now. So what else you got, Jacob? Chris, what do you got?
Just before you move from that, I was just going to say I actually wrote a tweet today about the Jim Carrey news. So I'm just going to read it because I like what I wrote, and that's a rare thing. I said, Jim Carrey is one of the most fascinating people to me because 3 times now he's been like, I'm nothing. I don't exist. I'm just a void inhabiting the shadow of a person who never lived. Yes, I'll play Robotnik in another Sonic the Hedgehog film. Let's do it. There you go.
Some of his best acting to me, but
yeah, he's really good at it. It's just so funny that when he's not playing Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog, he's just like this existential, like, you know, embodiment of like the void. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'll leave on that note.
All right, Chris. Okay. Do you have any final words?
No, that was it. Enjoy your existential void, everybody.
Nice meeting you, Chris.
Bye-bye, and happy anniversary, SML Podcast. Mwah. Love you.
Yay. All right, Jacob, what else you got?
The only other bit of news that I have is the athlete for MLB The Show 24 got announced. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of meh. Like, why the fuck would you have the Blue Jays? But supposedly there is some sort of I'm in a baseball group on Facebook, and a lot of people were expecting Ronald Acuna Jr. of the Atlanta Braves to be on there, but apparently there's some sort of like contract agreement where you can only be on the cover of one particular MLB game at a time. And so he's on the cover for some mobile game, and so he was ineligible.
Why would you choose a mobile game over the show?
I don't know.
Oh, that sucks.
I know, but
the show cover looks big great. Business.
The cover for the show looks great.
Yeah, I like it.
I'll be buying it again. That's one of the few games I'm going to buy physical. Just because it's hilarious to me to own a PlayStation game on Xbox. So I have all 3 collector's editions so far. And they're announcing a new one on the 6th. So I'll find out what kind of weird-ass collector edition I'm getting this year. Probably going to be a hat again.
Woo!
Yay!
That's why I didn't even fucking bother with the physical editions when they first started coming to Xbox, because like
you don't want a hat.
Well, yeah, that was the thing, because it was like, oh, it's a Jackie Robinson edition. Maybe like I'll like see what's involved. It's a hat. All right, I'm not spending an extra $30 for a hat. Like,
I mean, you do get a shitload of in-game content too. Like they shower you with packs and goodies with those extra collector editions. So that's another reason I get them. But Bri, what kind of news do you have?
I think we pretty much hit all the stuff I had on my list already.
All right, Lloyd,
Awesome.
anything on your end?
No, I just came with state of play information and no news.
All right, Aki, hit us. What is your huge news to wrap it all up?
I actually have a few pieces because I remembered some other ones because I'm
Oh.
awesome.
ooh.
And some of them are actually video game related, which is amazing. As everyone should know, the War Thunder forums and the constant leaking of military documents, well, it happened again. Within the first month of the year, it's already happened again.
GG War Thunder.
Yeah, and on it, on the documents that were posted, it had NATO restricted posted big letters on it. So extremely not allowed to be shared. It was posted on the Eurofighter forums of it.
Oh my God.
So you would think that they would just be like, okay, if you're in the military, you are banned from going even to this place, let alone playing this game, period, and just end it at that
They
point.
would do it anyway.
Very likely.
Yeah. You're
And
not.
then
You're
I
already
have-
not allowed to share that shit. Like they're
Yeah,
already
but-
doing things they aren't supposed to do. If they weren't allowed to play the game, I guarantee they would continue to do things they weren't supposed to do.
That's possible. Yeah.
Yeah. What other news you got?
Look at Joe being realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's in movie/TV watch, Megamind is getting a sequel movie and a TV series is being released, and I'm excited because I really liked Megamind, and I'm probably the only person on the planet who did.
That's
Nope.
not a video game.
Yeah,
No,
there
as I
were
said,
Mega
movie.
Man
video
games.
games,
And-
but
Well, I just said that this was movie and TV show news, so
yeah,
eh.
but
I really like that movie as well.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
hilarious.
fuck you,
And
Jacob.
I think they have the same voice
Presentation.
actors too. So yeah, I can't
I'm
wait.
I'm not gonna lie. I honestly hate like the design of humans in DreamWorks films of that like decade, except for the ones in Shrek because they were done differently. But like Megamind, Monsters versus Aliens, like B movie, they're all fucking modeled weird, and I hate looking at them. Just so you know.
But he likes
looking at
Farquaad.
you.
Got it.
Well, we
that's
don't
why I
have to
don't
look
have
at
my
him, thankfully.
Yeah, that's why I don't have my fucking camera on, so y'all can't gaze upon my glorious, beauteous countenance.
Yeah, that's what you were gonna say.
And my last bit of news: Rocksteady's Suicide Squad launched and was immediately
Oh
taken
yeah,
down.
how the fuck did we not talk about that?
So
Yeah.
it launched, and people very quickly, because apparently no QA was done whatsoever, they found that they would log into the game and it would just say, "Oh yeah, you've beaten the game," so they could go in and see everything that was part of the game and could share it if they so desired, which was
But did
obviously
they-
a problem.
But did they get all the achievements at the time?
I'm not
Or-
sure. No one's reported on that part, so I don't think so. I think the game just gave them a 100% cleared save instead. Other people didn't have that, would play it, and then would lose all of their data, making them restart from the very beginning again.
No.
And be careful if you talk about this stupid piece of shit game on Twitter, because you can be banned for mentioning the name of the game because it has the word suicide in it, and thereby are promoting self-harm. And you cannot go through their automated bullshit to get unbanned because Twitter's fucking stupid.
So you
As
have
I
to
have
call it.
found out.
So you have to call it Unalive Squad.
I guess.
No, you just don't talk about it, I guess, because Twitter's stupid and run by someone who has the IQ of a wet donut.
I think it was Raider who
asked. I think you're underestimating donuts.
I think it was Raider who asked me, because I tweeted out, Aki broke the record for speedrun for getting banned from Twitter. I was like, well, what game was it? I'm not saying what it was. What did she do this time? And I said a game needed QA testers. I'd say the game name, but apparently it's problematic. Good thing our show's too small to review the game anyway.
Yeah. I have tried to go through the appeal process, and if you fill out the stuff to go through the appeal process, it takes, you have to be logged into your Twitter account. So it takes your email, takes your screen name on there, and it sends that on its own. You can't edit any of that shit, and you get to tell them why you don't think it is. And then a computer program responds to you. And then it's like, oh yeah, you think your account was hacked. No, motherfucker. As I told you already, I didn't break any rules. And then it's like, oh, sorry, we can't help you. The end. You fuckers. So yeah, Elon has ruined Twitter everything. Yeah, and I'm not gonna bother going back because Twitter's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it is.
Elon. And Joe, I don't think it's that this show was too small to review the game. I don't think they wanted anybody to review it.
Oh, I know. I have to make the joke. We're too small anyway. We really are. We don't deserve that.
For yourself, buddy.
That was part of what I stated, was that if they had any QA or had handed out to literally any reviewers, they would have caught the problem. And that got me banned. So fuck Twitter.
Yay. Anyway, we got to get to reviews. We got a lot of reviews to talk about. Lloyd, we're going to let you get going. Thank you so much for joining us and chatting about the Sony stuff with us. Do you have any final thoughts, any final words before we let you go?
Fuck Twitter.
It's X, not Twitter.
Oh, God, you're banned now.
X.
Those can be my final words.
See you, Lloyd.
See ya.
Take it easy. All right, everyone ready for reviews?
Yes. Yes.
Can we fit all 7 into an hour?
Sure.
I could just be like, try. You could just be like, hey, Jacob, what do you think of this game? Buy it.
No, you have to give actual reviews.
Chug this caffeinated beverage, and I can speed run through all of my notes.
Rock on. Chug it in the intro, because the first game to talk about is Boxes Lost Fragments, developed by Big Loop Studios, published by Snapbreak, released February 1st on Steam for $14.99. As a legendary thief, your next assignment lures you into a grand and lavish mansion. There you find a series of puzzle boxes designed for an unknown purpose. What should have been a quick in and out gradually turns into your own harrowing struggle for freedom and answers. Bri, what is Boxes Lost Fragments?
All right, so you start out in an ornate room. You find this box waiting for you because you're an expert sent to unlock things, and inside is a note and a mysterious key. And you solve your first puzzle only to be trapped in the building, needing to solve puzzles to find your way out. So we find a series of doors that we have to open, and behind each door is locked boxes. And these boxes are like... Let me get back to the boxes. The important question here becomes, what will we find at the end of all of this, and should we really be opening these boxes? That's the story hook right there. And this is a mouse-only game, so there's no controller support, and that's good because it's a really tactile game. When you're looking at boxes, you're looking at things, you have to slide bars, you have to open doors, you have to turn the keys. It feels really good to play around with all the little things that you find. So all these boxes are full of like clockwork mechanisms with tons of moving parts, and it feels really alive. And they all have different themes to them, like locomotion and music and film and electricity. Yeah, boxes are meant to be open, exactly. So each thing we unlock leads us to another discovery. Sometimes the discovery involves the impossibility of size as we're transported inside a box that's bigger on the inside. And you have to really look around everything to figure out what to do next. The story is really told by the environment and the little notes that we get along the way. Like, the best I can probably compare this to is like escape room puzzles. And for each box you solve, you get an item. And when you get all the items from each floor, you have to solve an escape room puzzle with each of those items. And then you get a coin that unlocks the elevator to the next floor. And there's 5 different floors with 4 puzzle boxes apiece. And then there's like a final room puzzle on each floor. So there's a good amount of puzzles there. You also, at the beginning of the game, you get a mask. And the mask you carry with you, it gives you hints. And it's a pretty generous hint system. Like, it can point you in the direction of the next thing or skip solving part of a puzzle if you're just like really, really stuck. And I did actually have to use the hint a couple times because there was like a really small hidden button on a pillar on the corner of a box that I did not realize I could slide, because everything is really just like, imagine you have the box in front of you and you have to touch the box. You have to rotate the box. You have to fiddle with the box. You have to find all the things that could possibly move, and you're doing this with your mouse, which is very, very cool. But the game really is about being smarter than the box.
So Jacob's screwed.
But no.
Excuse me, I am excellent at fiddling with boxes. Thank you very much.
Sure you are.
Yeah, there's lots of joy of discovery as far as like finding the different things. Like some of the atmosphere kind of even had like a mist kind of vibe to it, although it is very much, moving around these boxes. There's like one where you have it's like all Greek mythology, and there's a monster, and you open the door and he's got a shield, and you find this thing that runs on like a train track, and then eventually you can arm it, and you have to kill I think it's the Minotaur, and you have to kill the Minotaur, but you have to open the doors behind because you obviously can't shoot him through the shield. Like it's hard to describe the cool little things that are going on with all these just like dioramas that unfold as you unlock more and more parts of each of these boxes. It was very, very cool.
Have you ever heard of the game Nog? GNOG.
No.
It was originally made by Co-op and I believe published by Double Fine. It released on PlayStation for the first VR, and it also released on PC, and it's basically solving giant puzzle boxes by moving them around and manipulating them, and it sounds very similar to this.
This would make an excellent VR game. It absolutely would.
Sounds very similar to the boxes.
But yeah, so what was the price on this one again?
It is $14.99. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if you like puzzles, I'd say this is a buy it for sure.
Cool.
I had a good time with this one.
All right. Any other thoughts on it?
Be smarter than the box.
Not gonna happen.
I'm
Next.
jealous. I want to play this game so bad. I want this game.
Well, maybe next time you'll have a better computer.
I doubt it, because I'll still be here.
All right, next game is Anomaly Agent, developed by Phew Games, published by NAISU, released January 24th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC for $14.99. Become Agent 70 and stop the anomalies threatening to destroy the balance of the world with memorable characters, unique anomaly bosses, a story full of twists, and smooth gameplay. Anomaly Agent is an adventure to be savored. We hope you enjoy your journey. Jacob, what is Anomaly Agent?
Crap. It helps if I have my mic on.
Yeah, it does.
So, whatever. I was doing it to be respectful to Bri. Thank you very much. And generally anyone who's reviewing.
We didn't want to hear your heavy breathing. Is that why?
Well, I mean, manipulating boxes. I kept hearing that. It was like, Anyway. All right, now you're making me sound like Darth Vader. I'm not that bad.
Joe, I am your employee reviewing games.
I don't get any money from this. I'm a volunteer at best.
You get free games.
Yeah, but that's not an actual payment thing. And frankly, I don't want you really to declare that. Shut up, because
you do the review, and for that you get like $60.
Do you want the IRS to come down on all of this? Because this is how you get the IRS to come down on all of this. So,
all right, next game to talk about is Anomaly Agent, developed by Phew Games, published by NAISU, released January 24th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC for $14.99. Become Agent 70 and stop the anomalies threatening to destroy the balance of the world with memorable characters, unique anomaly bosses, story full of twists, and smooth gameplay. Anomaly Agent is an adventure to be savored. We hope you enjoy your journey. Jacob, tell us about the game this time.
Wait a second. I feel like I've been here before. Didn't you just read that?
Yes. I'm saying to tell us about the game. Are you saying
it's an anomaly?
Oh my God, I'm going to cut you. Please tell us about the game.
So Anomaly Agent is this action platformer that it has some interesting aesthetics to it. It reminds me a lot of Cowboy Bebop and oddly enough the Golgo 13 video games that they made for the old Nintendo. Just like with how characters move and look on the screen. It's a very interesting retro style that they got going for it. But you are this cop that, is about to retire, of course, or actually not so much retire, but like you're about to get promoted. But of course, some anomalies pop up right during your retirement or promotion party, whatever the hell you want to call it. And of course, the chief is just like, what the hell? Why is this all happening? You need to go fix this before I let you go anywhere else. And so you have to stop all these anomalies before, they destroy the world one way or another. And you end up running into all these like weird characters, like this little girl in the subway system who insists that like her mom is just like, oh, she's right over here. I'm looking for her. Can you help me find her? And it's like, shut up, kid, go away. But then the kid keeps popping up and having like psychic powers. And it's really bizarre. But I do enjoy the fact that the game does recognize that some of us are old and we suck, and we're really just more interested in the story. And so there is an easy mode, which still has some challenges to it, but that mode is definitely more story focused than action focused. But the game does take the time to like introduce the mechanic and let you play around with it for a bit before trying to throw on the next one. And it's varied enough that it becomes pretty interesting. I mean, like there's an anomaly that you can use that kind of works like Gravity Man from Mega Man 5, where it'll flip you onto the ceiling and stuff like that. So then you can avoid bullets that way. It's pretty neat for a weird little game. I really enjoy it. I think you guys should check it out too.
Cool. Well, it clocks in at $15. What are your thoughts on this one?
Absolutely. Yeah, I really recommend it. This was a really fun game to check out.
Very cool. Any other thoughts on it?
It's what exactly did you want to know about?
I'm just asking you if you had any fun. Like, the graphics are cool, or like when the people explode when you kick them. Like, I'm just asking for final thoughts. You moron. Cut you twice in one review.
Cool. Like, as I was saying, like it's very much a retro vibe, closer to like like a slightly better Super Nintendo kind of like pixelated quality. But as I said, it really like the platform or the action platforming sections. It really has a Golgo 13's Top Secret episode vibe to it.
Ooh, good reference.
Which is it's an obscure game, and like.
Where's Chris? We need him for those references.
But if you know like the game that I'm talking about, and like you play this game, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, like it's very similar to it. So yeah, if you like that old game, definitely check it out too. Like this is a lot of I think retro fans are gonna have a lot of fun with this one.
Awesome! It is on my wish list. I will have to check this one out. But
yeah, you definitely gotta.
Next up is Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil, developed by Mr. Skull Game Studio, which is an incredible game studio name, published by QUByte Interactive, released January 25th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, and PS5 for $14.99. Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil is a story-focused horror game. Play as a priest and help a family with their cursed house. Explore, follow your visions, and exorcise the evil. Aki, what is Devil Inside Us, Roots of Evil?
Okay, so in this, you play as a priest. Yeah, exactly as I said. And it is split between basically two different time periods. The first level is more or less a prologue set in, I think, the 80s, I think it was. 60s, 80s, something like that. And you go to this house because this woman has called you because freaky shit's happening, and you go in to try and clear it, and some bad things happen. So you're like, okay, I'm going to watch over the house because I did not completely get rid of whatever evil was here. And then it skips to, the 2000s or so, and it's like, yeah, now you're an old man. And this family has decided they're going to go on vacation and let you deal with all this bullshit that's in this house. And you spend a handful of days there trying to figure it out. And a lot of the time you're just walking around trying to find things. Occasionally the house will like awaken, or for lack of a better term, and will prevent you from going places until you find things and exercise them to open up a new location. So you have a stamina bar that runs out really quickly because you're an old man. And you have a faith bar because apparently people only have a finite amount of faith, and then they're powerless to everything around them. So you have to refill those. You can find rosaries to refill.
I just love that there's a faith bar. Like, I'm done faithing for the day.
Well, yeah, like, is it like it? Because that kind of sounds like the sanity bar from what is it? Eternal Darkness.
Yeah.
Maybe I haven't played that game before. The faith bar does recharge slowly on its own if you don't use it, or you can find rosaries that will fill it a certain amount immediately. If you can find some caffeine pills to immediately fill up your stamina as well, and health packs for when you get hurt.
How many rosaries are around there? Like, after a few minutes, are you just like, is it just like Mardi Gras with beads around your neck?
You are balls deep in rosaries.
Just rosaries.
Yeah, I also played this one, and I felt like it was pretty generous. Like, they even would respawn in some of the same locations, so you can like stack.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't really ever. Well, you need to use a couple of them, really, but that's really it, because you can just stand there and it'll recharge.
Mm-hmm.
And in most areas, you use it for a few seconds, which will drain like a third to half the bar. And then you can just kind of stand there and let it go back, and then go find the next item you need to exercise. The only time when that you actually need to refill it, basically, is occasionally there are combat sections, we'll call them, where some sort of monstrosity is coming after you, and you have to, by the power of Christ, I compel you it, back to hell. And it sometimes requires a recharge because there's either a bunch of those things or that thing takes more than a full bar. Eventually, you unlock the Sanctified Holy Shotgun, which is one of the best parts of that entire game, in my opinion, because it is hilarious. And it doesn't go off of bullets; it goes off of faith power.
Mm-hmm.
It is so fantastically dumb.
Is this game like a parody, or is it like super straight about this stuff?
It is very extremely straight about it. That is just a bizarre thing that happens.
That is unique for sure.
Yeah, most of the time you are in the house, occasionally, dispelling evil from it, but sometimes you go into this alternate world, basically this demonic world, and that's where you get the shotgun the first time, is in there, because you kind of need it. So you have between those two areas, basically. A lot of this game is just going around trying to find what you need to do to go forward. It does occasionally give you hints at first, so make sure you finish that section before you quit the game, because if you forget, it ain't going to tell you again, and good luck to you at that point. But it's a pretty short game. You can beat it in a few hours. It's pretty fun. I actually rather enjoyed it. There are some collectible achievements that I don't have because they're actually kind of hard to find. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch a guide on this. So yeah,
Bri, did you find them all?
It's a short game. It's pretty good.
I got an achievement for getting lost early on. I that's seriously, I don't know the name of it, but like it said something about getting lost. Like do you know what you're doing? And I was like, no, I really don't. But no, I didn't find any of the secret areas.
Yeah, they're little floppy disks, I believe, is what they're supposed to be, or CDs. I'm not sure what.
Yeah, I also missed something at the beginning, like about the bathroom in 1984. Like there was something behind there. I totally missed it. So, oh well.
I got that one. I missed a different one also in that same area. So yeah. So even if you miss things and have to wait for a guide, it's not a very long game. You can beat it in a day. Real good.
Cool. Well, it's $15. What do you think?
Buy it on a sale.
Bri, your thoughts?
Yeah, I could agree with that. I had fun with it, but I might wait for a sale.
All right, well, moving on. Next game is Tardy, developed by One Wing Cicada, published by Drageus Games, released January 26th on Xbox One, Series X and S, PS4, and PS5 for $9.99. Ramato isn't the smartest guy in the universe. He enjoys finding troubles and solving them, but when he wakes up on a spaceship, it was too much even for him. Now, among heaps of weird devices created by a schizophrenic engineer, he's on a quest to deal with crazy machines, solve a variety of solve a mystery of a vanished crew. What the fuck am I reading? And try to find a way back home. Bri, tell us about Tardy, because I can't read.
All right. All right, so it's a point and click. First of all, the story starts out with Ramto, and he's in trouble, so he hides in a strange ship, falls asleep, he ends up in a cryotube, and when he wakes up, we don't know how long he's been there, but there's no crew to be found on the ship. He doesn't really know what's gone on, and then we find ourselves in this engineer's room with antiquated tech, and he's a conspiracy nut. Like super paranoid, but he has like all kinds of codes to follow and do like all these different computers and things. He also has memory issues and writes everything down, which is really convenient for us to solve all these puzzles and try and find our way out of this room and figure out what's going on the ship. And like in his diary, there's mention of time travel, which might be important to the story later.
Ooh.
But we eventually find another member of the crew and the dead bodies of the rest of the crew.
Yay.
They're all skeletonized, and who knows how long we've been in cryo. So after succeeding with the first set of puzzles, you start to feel like maybe there's hope, but then our hyperdrive fails, and we have to go find some nearby planet with parts to scavenge and make for the ship. And then, and I don't want to ruin the rest of the story, but there is a dog. You can't pet the dog, but he's still a good boy, so neutral points there.
Yay.
Dog is helpful. So, talk about the puzzles. I felt that the intro puzzles were kind of challenging. They required some conversion, some math. You find readable documents in the different areas. So there's different hotspots you go, and you can click on things, and it'll be like, okay, this is some computer desk. And on the computer desk is someone's diary, and you can read through the diary and you'll get clues. And there's also this little calculator, but it's not a normal calculator. It's some kind of special calculator. And if you read the manual for the calculator, it tells you that you need to press a certain sequence of things that is taught to you in special training, how to open your calculator. And if you don't read the whole thing, you'll miss that there's an entire other set of functions on the calculator that you have to unlock so that you can actually do the calculations. It was very complicated.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so the cool thing I would say is that you can pick out the manual and you can like drag it on the screen and leave it on the side and like wallpaper it on the screen to kind of hold there. You don't really have like an inventory as such. You just sort of drag things around because you might need it on a different console to solve a different thing. I ended up having to take a lot of notes on paper. And there's lots of little things to read and wallpaper around. There's a
this
section
sounds like
of the game.
Old school PC gaming at its heart.
It was an old school style. And there's even actually some of the puzzles that you have to solve are mini games based on classic video games. There's like arcade machines. So like everybody in the ship, or like the engineer in the ship, was like really into this antiquated tech, which, to us is like just, retro. But, for space people, it's like super antique. Antique. Yeah, but it's kind of like a throwback. So there's like Pong, and there's a Space Invaders game that you had to play to get like the high score, and then you find like that's a clue to someone's name that you need to as a password for something. There was a section of the game that I found really cumbersome where you have to scroll around all of the manuals and puzzle bits on consoles using a pair of broken glasses where you can only see through one side of the glasses. And there was a zoom in the game, but it made this entire like pipe puzzle solving section like really hard to do because you're looking through this like tiny little thing, and you have to keep moving it around.
There's a screenshot of it on the store. That looks really annoying.
There was a zoom I found by accident, which helped a lot. But yeah, so good dark space synth soundtrack. I enjoyed the music. And the story was decent. Like overall I had an okay time with it, but it's like not my new favorite point and click, But it was decent.
Now it's $10. What do you think of it?
I would say it's like a try it leaning towards buy, maybe like get it on sale, but some of the puzzles were a little more challenging than I felt like they needed to be. And but overall I had an okay time with it.
So decent, but won't shatter the world.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, next up, Project Downfall, developed by MGP Studios and Solid 9 Studio, published by RedDeerGames, released February 2nd on Xbox One, Series X and S, and Switch for $24.99. Find yourself in a future city full of gangs, mafia, and other shady people. Become a merciless assassin who works during the day and gets into a killing frenzy at night. Hop in the car, select a destination, and explore every corner of Crimson Tide. Jacob, what is going on in Project Downfall?
That's an excellent question. Because Project Downfall is a nonlinear storytelling form of storytelling, and it also relies on a bit of like an unreliable narrative. Whatever, of unreliable narration from as you discover that your brain starts talking to you. And it's like, hey, by the way, I've been here. And like, I don't really react well to these drugs, so please don't take too many of them. But, let's go fuck up some shit. And the game, like how the story progresses depends on how you react to stuff. Like, for instance, one of the missions, you discover that you got off your train too late, and so now you're just stuck at the train station until curfew is listed, and there's not really much else you can do except either hang out in the train station, or you can go down to the bar down the street that is allowed to stay open. Or there's some Russians hanging out in the bathroom, and it doesn't seem like they're doing some good stuff, but you should probably steer clear of it, aka don't steer clear of it and go fuck up some Russians. And so you can make these decisions, and like how the story will pan out is based on what you decide to do. And so, you could go mess them up, you could not. I usually chose like the, I'm going to go mess people up thing. And what happens is that you have these pills that amplify your powers and stuff like that. And it's really fucking cool because like you can like just like kick down you can kick it open a door if you want to, but if like you're all hopped up on drugs at the time, that door goes flying and it will kill the first person it touches. Like, and so like that thing will go flying like 30 feet. You could do it to barrels as well, and it acts pretty much like a rocket launcher. And you could just grab weapons, grab lead pipes, and you could do this really cool mechanic where you can, where you're holding the pipe, you throw it, and it'll hit the person. And while they're like trying to recover, you can take out your gun then and like start shooting them, and then pick the lead pipe back up and do it again to the next guy. The gameplay is tough. You're gonna die a lot, so get used to it. And apparently there are like difficulty modes in it. I appear to be stuck on normal, which I'm not really complaining about because like I'm having a great time with it. But apparently there is an easy mode. I'm not sure how to access it, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, so it's just, it reminds me a lot of like old school Shadow Warrior, like Shadow Warrior 3D, those kind of like old first person shooter graphics. And yeah, it's just a lot of just fucking shit up and, you know, talking to like your nonsensical brain and then waking up the next morning and being like, oop-a-doo, I'm off to work. Bye. Like, so yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk price on this thing. It clocks in. Okay, go ahead.
It's a weird but difficult game, but I had a lot of fun with it.
Now you ready to talk price?
Yeah, we can talk price.
Okay. It clocks in. I said $24.99. It's $23.99, but it's on sale right now. It's on sale for 20% off on Xbox and 30% off on the Switch. What are your thoughts on the game at $24, and what are your thoughts on the game at like 19 and 17?
Honestly, I'd be more cool with the game at $20, but I mean, like, I'm not going to quibble over literally $4 on this. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I definitely recommend checking it out. And like 20 or $25, however much you're going to spend on it, it's well worth it. I had a lot of fun, and I think a lot of our listeners will too.
Cool. All right, next up, Graveyard Girls, developed by Delphinium Interactive, published by Penguin Pop Games, released January 30th on Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, PS4, PS5 for $5.99. Graveyard Girls is a Halloween-themed visual novel about complicated grief and overcoming hardships. Collect Elle's scribbles to learn about her struggles, befriend a mysterious girl, talk about death and loss. Aki, tell us about your time with Graveyard Girls.
Okay, this is a little very short Yuri visual novel. Choices don't particularly matter. Different choices will get you different achievements, but they all kind of end the same way. You play as a young girl who is visiting the grave of her father 4 years after his death on Halloween. And you're not in a good place, we'll just say. And you end up falling asleep against his grave, chatting with him because you've taken a bit too many pills. And you get woken up by this girl who's like, what are you doing? A reasonable thing if you just see someone sleeping against a grave in the middle of a cemetery. A little weird. Make sure they're okay and see what the fuck they're doing. Fair enough. You start talking to her, find out, oh, well, someone she knows recently passed too. And then the whole game is just about these two talking about their experience with death and the emotions around it and the past that they've dealt with since it and so on and so forth, and possibly coming to some decision depending on choices you've made. And that's really it. Yeah, that's all there is to it, really.
I know this one was a kind of a rough one to get through. Bri, I know you played it.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about it at all, or no?
I read a lot of this out loud on stream of like the first hour and change of the game, and which, you know, if you're reading fast is different than reading out loud. So yeah, I would say it's probably not a super long one, but like I personally had to mute myself a bunch to try and not cry because like some of this did hit me personally. I went through some death recently, and I think that the writing on that part had a lot of good stuff in it, and I really appreciated that someone took the time to write a story about that in that context, because I found it valuable for, you know, my own experience validating some of those thoughts, and I talked about some of that where, you know, some people really brush things off, and there was a little bit of moment there where it's like, now here's the real deal, you know, like this shit sucks. And yeah, so I found a lot of value in the conversation that was going on around grief and, you know, processing death.
This isn't just written from like this sounds like a good story. No, this was like based on someone's own personal experiences.
Yeah.
So they're writing from their experience. So that I think that's one of the big reasons why it really hits home.
And one of the things I
cry.
found out, yeah, it made me cry for sure. One of the things I found out too on social media earlier today is that some of the proceeds of that game are going to some sort of charity. I didn't get any more details than that, but
I didn't know that.
Maybe there's something to good in there if you like the price on that. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about the price. It is $5.99. What are your thoughts?
Worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's so many visual novels out there that are so much more expensive, and like this one, if you can handle the subject matter, I feel like is a worthwhile conversation, even if you haven't had that brush with something, but you're curious to kind of understand the thought process behind something that you will likely at some point have to deal with in your life. Like it's worth it.
Very cool. I'm trying to find out what charity the proceeds are going to. I can't find out which one. They just said that it is a special community hospital dear to the developer's heart.
Okay, so, there you
go. Big thanks to Penguin Pop, who also gave us a copy of the game to give away. If you're hanging out in chat right now, type !enter and you could get a shot at winning a copy of Graveyard Girls, which easy achievements.
Yes.
Very. If you want to know how to get all the achievements, click the top option on your first playthrough all the way through, and then on your second playthrough, click the top one once and then the bottom one once, and you'll get all the achievements.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It is very simple. Yeah.
That's rough.
But it's worth a read, though. I feel like it's worth a read, around aside from the achievements as well. So, yeah.
I'm an exorbitantly slow reader because, blind. I beat it in like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. It is a very quick game. So even Scotty could manage this.
But it's worth getting for $6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, totally.
All right. One final game to talk about tonight is called Mr. Prepper Anniversary Edition, developed by Rejected Games, published by Ultimate Games. Mr. Prepper released January 12th on Xbox One, Series X and S for $16.49. Mr. Prepper is about being prepared. You know something is wrong. The risk of nuclear war is in the air, and you need to get ready for what's coming. Struggle for your freedom and deal with an authoritarian government. I swear I could talk, I promise. In this survival crafting game, it includes the Mr. Prepper Animal Farm DLC. Jacob, what is going on in Mr. Prepper?
Oh, damn it. I forgot to turn on my mic again.
Proud of you.
I guess you could say I wasn't prepared. Anyway. So, Mr. Prepper is a simulation game, and I kind of put that in a loose term. It is not a 3D simulation game. It is strictly from a 2D side view, although there are 3D models in the game. Whatever. But pretty much it's like, did you wish you could build like your own Fallout vault, but with, some biting criticism of current America? And so you play this guy who lives in this town called Mercaville, and the fascist dictatorship, gets wind of how you feel. And so you get sent away to a camp for a bit, and then when you come back, you still have your house, but they took away your car, so you can't leave. And so you're just like, yo, fuck this, I'm going to become a prepper, and just like I'll have my own like little shelter so I could deal with the man and stuff like that. And the government agent at the very beginning is like, yo, I'm going to be making all these regular visits, so be ready. And thus starts a tutorial, which tries to point out all the different parts of the game, but then also forgets that it still needs to show you how some of the things work. And so it ends up being a lot of trial and error on your part. And the prologue, tutorial doesn't end until you've done all these listed stuff. But then the next morning, the agent comes and is like, yo, I need to check out your house. And it's like, oh, well, this is still up in your house. And you've got a you've got a workbench in the back, and it's not like, this is all stuff that could be, related to, oh God, I forgot. Like, essentially, they suspect you of being like in a rebellion or seditious, and so back to prison goes you in the fucking tutorial, and then the tutorial, and then the thing is, you could either like stop from the last checkpoint, which is your bed, because that's the like sleeping, not napping, is the only way that you could save the game. So you have to get like a full 8 hours of sleep.
Oh, man.
And so at the tutorial, it's like once you get arrested by the agent, the tutorial gives you the option: do you want to start from the last checkpoint, or do you just want to start all over again? And so if you select, last checkpoint, it puts you right back at the bed you were just at, and the agent's already beating at your door. And then so you're stuck having to restart the whole damn tutorial, sit through like the 2 or 3 minute video that starts it off again. And I'm just like, you gotta be fucking shitting me. And finally you get through the tutorial, and it's just like you've, so there is more to the game, and it's just, you got to build your underground bunker. You have to like start having like some gardening and stuff like that. You have to figure out how you're going to like light the place, how you're going to have electricity, how you're going to be able to get stuff. So you're going to start doing a lot of foraging out in the forest. You're going to like, grabbing logs for wood, berries, all sorts of stuff. You're also going to have people that you trade items with through the mail, because apparently the government doesn't inspect the mail. I don't know, whatever. Okay. And so, talking to more people, and if like you're good with your trades and stuff like that, they'll refer you to other people, which will, open up more stuff that you can trade or buy, all that kind of stuff, and eventually build up your little underground bunker, whatever you want to call it. And honestly, like, if the game took more time to explain stuff and the tutorial wasn't built so crappily, like, I think I would have been fine with it. But it's just like, it's obnoxiously hard, especially when you're messing with it on with a controller. This is definitely a game that was made for a mouse and a keyboard, not a controller.
Yeah.
And you just have to suffer with it. And speaking of suffering, there is a creative mode for all of us who were just like, screw this, I don't want to have to deal with the federal agents every single time. You could just, there is a sandbox mode. It's called creative. You cannot get any achievements in it, but you do have to sit. Hold on. It gets worse. Once you start up creative mode, you still have to sit through the damn opening video again and play through the tutorial again.
Oh, man.
And I was just
this sounds like it was a rough one.
Yeah, I was not pleased. Like, it has some interesting ideas, but the execution's just not well done at all.
Yeah.
Like,
well, let's talk price on it quick. Game itself, let me finish.
No.
The game itself is $15.49. The Animal DLC is $7.99, or you could get the bundle for $16.49. First off, should people get it?
No, I can't recommend it.
Second, if people did take the risk on it because they played Fallout Shelter and were like, you know what, maybe I could give this a go. This looks pretty interesting. Do you think it's worth spending the extra $1 to get the DLC instead of buying them separately?
I mean, if you are going to do it, then yeah, just throw the extra $1 and get the DLC. Like, I guess so. But the thing is, I don't know what the DLC's like, because I never got far enough to be able to fuck with it. So I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do with it for a game that doesn't, like, it just doesn't want you to play it.
Yeah. Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this show. It's been a good episode. Thank you, everyone, for coming, hanging out. We are finished with this one. Music this episode, since Chris dropped by for our anniversary, I'm going to play something off of his the new album from one of his bands, Thunder People. The album's called Party at the Gates of Dawn. You can check out the link to the Bandcamp down below the video thing. We'll get a link there for the final episode. Thank all of you wonderful people for being here, hanging out, keeping us company. Thanks to Lloyd for coming on, keeping us company, and thanks for Chris for dropping by and chilling for the news. Does anyone have any final words or final thoughts before we wrap up this episode?
Happy anniversary.
Wait, hold on. You weren't going to thank us?
I did.
No.
I did.
When?
I said thanks to all you people for being here.
Oh, I thought you were talking to the crowd watching on Twitch.
Okay, thanks Bri and Aki for being here.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having us.
Jacob?
Yeah.
Jacob?
Yes.
Jacob.
Go fuck yourself.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
What?
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. You better get your balls ready.
I mean, they've been ready.
All right, that's the end.
When I pulled up to the party, I didn't know it was a donkey fire, a donkey fire. I dressed up nice for this. I didn't know it was a donkey fire, a donkey fire. I told all my friends, I didn't know it was a donkey fire, a donkey fire. Oh my God, I hate it here. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God,